Good evening, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to show you international logistics. My name is Felipe. I'd like to invite you to subscribe this channel. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like. Support this channel with donations. Start the notifications. Share this video with your friends. Thank you very much. Let us continue. Contrast this American cultural perception of time with two other views. In some cultures, particularly those where seasonal change is minimal, time is viewed as a circular rather than linear constructor. Today is perceived to be not that different from yesterday, nor will it likely be much different from tomorrow. The utility of time under such cultural perception is diminished. Tasks that are not accomplished today may just as easily be accomplished tomorrow, and tasks held over from yesterday may just easily be held again until tomorrow. A circular notion of time seems alien to American managers and has been the source of much frustration in negotiation with counterparts from other cultures. Yet such a conceptualization of time works perfectly well within its cultural context. It's a value which dictates customary behaviors. Yet another control of time is seen in cultures that come from agrarian roots. Time may also be perceived as procedural rather than linear. Certain auspices must combine to indicate that the time is right for any given behavior. One cannot plant until the spring flood waters have receded, nor harvest until after the first frost. Thus, the allocation of time as a resource is meaningless to members of such cultures. No event can take place before its auspicious time, nor could it take place afterwards. Ritual and procedure dictate the timing of events, not some arbitrary division of time as kept by a clock. Thus, in such a culture, offense may be taken as eager American managers seem to wish to circumvent ritual in an effort to gain efficiency or time savings. When saving time is a meaningless idea, an obsession with punctuality is often viewed as rudeness or as personal flaw such impatience. Imagine how one might go about explaining the importance of just in time to a counterpart from another culture that places no utility on time itself. Another set of uniquely American culture values that impacts on business behavior is individualism, freedom of choice, and conformity. Americans pride themselves on individual expression through freedom of choice. They believe that they are free to be whomever they want to be, and they have the right to make choice for themselves. This American focus on individualism may be related to a disdain for dependence. Americans are taught to be self-reliant, and with that self-reliancy, they expect responsibility for their choices. There is an inherent conflict between these two cultural values and the value of conformity. Americans also desire to fit into the rest of society. Nonconformists are frowned upon and often labeled as eccentrics, loners, or deviants. The contradiction in American life between his desire for individualism and freedom of choice and the opposing value of conformity is puzzling to many outsiders. The gregarious natures of Americans are often manifestations of the desire for individualism, yet the consensus managerial style is tied to the desire for conformity. Language differences. One obvious difference between cultures is language. Language refers to the common set of symbols used to exchange ideas through communication between individuals. As such, language includes not only the written and spoken use of the symbols, but also the gestural and other non-verbal components of communication. Language often presents the most immediate barrier to understanding another culture. A language is the common means of expression within a culture. It's entirely laden with meaning that will be obscure to the cultural outsider. Market literature is rife with anecdotal evidence of how language differences lead to business miscommunication. But how does one manage this difference one-on-one in the course of day-to-day business activity? One is through learning the language of the other culture, because languages are heavy with idiomatic meaning. Learning another language with any fluency inevitably leads to a greater understanding of that language's cultural antecedents. Often, one hears that certain ideas or concepts are not translatable. This usually means that one cultural experience or worldview is dissimilar to that of another culture. For example, in English, there are very few words to describe frozen perception in weather, snow, sleet, hail. In Inuit, where cold weather is a daily factor of life and survival depends on accurate depiction of the weather, there are some 70 words to describe frozen precipitation. Some languages are highly dependent on the context in which words are presented. Others less so. English, for example, is considered to be a low-context language where meaning is carried largely by individual words. Japanese, on the other hand, is a high-context language. Words are used in certain combinations and hold very different meanings, and when used in a different situation, they convey very different ideas. Thus, the manner in which a person is addressed in Japanese is highly significant. In English, only addressed meanings that are obviously disrespectful carry different meaning.